Hello and welcome back to Warframe. Today we're going to compare the Dread against the Paris Prime. We will start with the Paris Prime, which its base damage is 5 impact, 160 puncture, 35 slash, not that much, but its crits are 2 times 45. That is 2 times the damage and 45% crit chance. That's actually a little bit better than the Dread. The Dread does 2 by 50, which means it's got a 50% crit chance. So the Dread should in theory be better, but for some reason the Paris Prime is, because I don't know how the hell that worked out. You'd probably guess by now which one I'm favouring. But we'll start with the Paris Prime here. As you can see from the mods that are installed, it's actually not that bad of a little weapon. Went for a crit build on it, pretty much the same as we did with the Dread, apart from the Dread was stiff-ad slightly. Max the serration, and this is just a basic build without dropping a format in it or anything else. So I get to compare this non-format Paris Prime to the non-format Dread, because I got a decent build on it without having to put a format in. Obviously a format would be better because that means you can put another V polarity on, drop heavy caliber in. It's going to seriously knock up the accuracy though, so not really sure that's going to be that much. It is going to help the damage, but it's going to throw your accuracy way off. So now when it comes to the damage, it's actually better than you would think, considering the okay, yes, it does a nice bit of damage, but the crit is where it is with these weapons. Apparently that was all changed recently, but I don't know when, because I don't particularly like the bows. But the Paris Prime does hold its own, and it does do it just a tiny little bit better than the Dread does. The Dread definitely one of the better looking weapons though, but we'll get to that. This thing, it just has, it's too much gold to it. Obviously with a formula, so it will do a lot more damage than mine's currently doing. Mainly because it's multi-shot will work in these. Have finally got around to testing that. It will fire 2 arrows at once, because we tested it with this, the Ogress, multiple single round weaponry, and it will fire 2 at once. Okay, so now onto the Dread. So we did change this. We added corrosive damage, which is the electrical, and the corrosive damage here. The rest of it is pretty much the same, no format or anything in there to get in the way of comparing the two mod-wise. So with the Dread, I don't know what it was, but for some reason, even adding the corrosive type, it didn't do the same kind of crits that the Paris Prime does. I've tried it without that build, so the builds are exactly the same, and for some reason the Paris Prime just seemed to do better. Obviously, it's probably, I did use the same enemy type for it. The Dread is better against the Corpus than it is against the Grenier anyway, which played a huge factor in comparing the two, because it does more slash damage, whereas the Paris Prime, that was more impact, wasn't it? I can't remember now. No, more puncture damage. And I've lost where I was. There it is. So to be honest, it just depends who you're fighting with. If you're in the Void, the Paris Prime's better. If you're fighting the Corpus or the Infested, the Dread's probably better. If you're fighting a Grenier, Paris Prime seems to be better than the Dread, with the same, if not very similar builds, because I've tried them both with the same setup, and to be honest, against the Grenier, the Prime is definitely better. But against the Corpus, it would definitely have to be the Dread, and that's without dropping formas or anything else into it, which is a bit of a shame. I would like to get back to doing these, but still in the Void. I'm still farming bits, and at the minute don't have the internet anyway. This will go up once my internet comes back, I hope, because internet providers having issues. But we'll leave this off here for now. As I say, the Prime is better against the Grenier and the Corrupted, which is in the Void, or the Derelict ship if you're Vault hunting, and the Dread seems better against the Corpus and the Infested, with the similar builds on both. So it is literally it's 50-50. One is better against two enemy types, one is better against two enemy types. So they're very evenly matched weapons. I do prefer the Paris Prime though, because I do fight the Grenier or in the Void more than anything else, at least at the minute anyway. So we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.